So I had this today's challenge to find one of the startups that I look into and I like it, and I think it's interesting also, you know, as a topic, because I don't know if for those which are the first time over here at Ginger Nice, we have this, I would say already tradition, even we are in the second, it's, you know, like with the wine, the second bottle, it's already a tradition, go for it. So we have this tradition of having a small dialogue between startups and then the investors, and to see maybe the same topic or maybe not from different angles. So I invited a very interesting woman over here, which is in a very interesting project in sustainability, of course, and logistics. So we put everything together that I love and embrace, and I think that it has a huge potential. And I would like to invite ADINA HUMA from Recreate to join us. Welcome tonight over here. She's still in black. She will get easily but surely to the right colors.
Well, if I would be in purple, that would be really awkward. Too much, yeah.
So tell me a bit about the startups that you are working, and so where are you now, and what is exactly the topic about?
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you, ladies, for having me and everyone around. It's really nice to see such a cool gathering of women and men put together. I'm part of Recreate. Recreate, it's a project, it's an idea that we build, and we still, oh, thank you, yes, yes, of course. Right, see? It's an idea that we are trying to raise up since 4 years already. And the idea is to have reusable and returnable packaging for online orders. I mean, that doesn't really sound so posh, and usually I get, you know, the second and the third question, what's all about. So what we are trying actually is that, and we hope and we envision that in a few years from now, when we're going to have Black Friday, if you know what I mean, we're not going to have millions of boxes going to the landfill in 1 week. We're going to have none, hopefully, because all our boxes, transportation boxes, are reused and returned, first of all, and then reused. So nothing gets to the landfill. So this is our vision to
make shopping more sustainable, in fact.
Hopefully, yes. And
so that we don't feel every time so bad about it.
Exactly.
So, of course, it's about packaging, but it's also about transportation, because as you know, e-commerce is rising and rising and rising in numbers, means that the CO2 carbon print, which is in our cities related to this transportation, is also very important, and because of the size of the packaging and also the sustainability. Where were the biggest hassles that you are having? Where are the biggest difficulties right now?
Well, it's still a challenge. I mean, since not everyone in the room is using it, it means that we still have a lot of work to do. Right now, the most challenging part is to convince actually everyone in this chain that we all have a responsibility towards that packaging and towards our consumption, and we need to participate in reducing the problem. That's one of those kind of problems that can't be worked out just by one entity. We all have our part of responsibility. So very practically speaking, we still have a challenge to make this chain and to make this paper usage that we envision as low as possible. So what we are actually doing, we are renting this kind of reusable boxes to the online shops, but this has a price, which is a bit more than the single-use cardboard. Still, it is. So that's still an impediment for everyone in this logistic cycle to choose it. And this means that we're going to have eventually in one day a partner which understands that reverse logistics to take back an empty box is not at the same price as delivery. And then we're gonna break that ice also.
Well, the question is, because I'm into sustainability and you talk about responsibility. So right now you talk with investors or with partners in terms of touch my heart and tell me that you care about the planet. And I said, I care about my EBITDA more, or I care about my other bonuses that I can take. But how much is ESG, the environment, social, and the government part, or the CSRD, which is coming next year, which now you talk about responsibility, but then you talk about taxonomy, really in the mentality of partnerships, and is it really a topic? Is sustainability at the bottom of their business cases and the value chain, or is it more a marketing or greenwashing tool from your point of view, of course?
I'm going to start with the good news. The good news is that during this year, so we still have 4 years since we're doing that, during these years from talking exclusively with the PR part of the company, now we reach the operations and we reach the CFOs. This means that something has changed during these years. The other news is that not enough, because it's a very big elephant to actually make your business more sustainable, even more circular, which is the next level. That's a very big elephant, and they're all going around it. But the legislation is going to help. Now, the legislation doesn't really appear if there is no solution out there to replace what we have already. And this is what we are working on, to have off-the-shelf solution when the time is going to come. And the last
question, because I want then to go over to Ilinka to get in our time frame. And so how do you see investors? How important is really investing in sustainable businesses? And I don't talk about financial sustainable business. This is clear. Everybody wants to put the money in sustainable business in terms of finance. How important is really the circularity of a business when it's not about regulations, but because it's very important for startups, and I think this is something that we see in a lot of pitches, is a lot of them, they are not really connected to what comes from the European Union or international directives, which are really changing the game in the next 5 to 10 years. And I think it's a very good thing to really be more connected to this reality and to take care. But going back to you, it's how do you see the investors right now? Because they want, usually, I don't say all of them, quick investments, and you said already 4 years already passed, and we are still there in that process to really get the right partner to scale it up.
Well, I'm just going to talk numbers. So we are tackling a business that is estimated in Europe, and I'm talking Europe because the ambition of this kind of solution are European. The business is all over to 20 billion euros only for packaging. And talking about impact investment, it's a part that grew from 8 million 10 years ago to over 200 billion nowadays. Of course, it's hard to keep those numbers very clear, but it's exponentially growing. Now, what we actually see from the trends and from legislation that is still in discussion and so on, it really seems that in 10 years from now, the part of sustainability is going to be the layer over almost everything. Now, what does it really mean that sustainability, right now, it's still building up. So we hope we're going to be part of this conversation. But what is very, very clear is that the next era is going to be all about the responsibility, consumption responsibility, and green business and sustainability. This is my vision.
Thank you very much, Adina, and good luck with Recreate. We will look how it will go on. Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you
first
also.
insights into sustainability. I think, and I hope also in Bravva, in a long way of talking about this topic, because there is a lot of potential, and not only for investment, but also for really doing new and very cool startups.